This is Jock from Cool Movie Reviews, and I am back again with another video for my review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Stay tuned to hear my thoughts on this non-spoiler review. Hit that intro. Alright, I'm back, guys, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jock with Cool Movie Reviews, and I do shows and movie reviews. And if you're new to my channel, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and please ultimately hit that share button. It is highly appreciated, and I really thank you for watching the video. If you're not new to my channel, man, welcome back. Thank you for watching the content. For the people that do watch the content, I don't get a lot of views, but I appreciate the people that do. So I really appreciate that. Even if you don't like it, thank you for watching the video. Anyway, we didn't come here to babble. We came here to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now, this is going to be a non-spoiler review because I don't want to spoil the movie, but eventually I might do a spoiler review. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. But anyway, let's get into some things. I'm going to go into things I didn't like first because I like a lot of things in this movie. So, really, probably only one thing I didn't like, and I think it was the music. Now, if you're new to Guardians of the Galaxy, before I give you the things that I don't like, which is the music, let's give you a brief synopsis. So, this is Volume 3. This is leaving off basically from Volume 2, but, you had the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. So, we're following our ragtag gang of Raccoon, Star-Lord, Nebula, Mantis, and many more. We got Groot, but he's not Baby Groot anymore. We got Teenage Groot, and many more. So that's our main cast, and you got Gamora, who's played by Zoe Saldana. So we pick up basically from the Christmas special. So if you didn't watch the Christmas special, you can watch it. You really don't have to, but I would kind of recommend watching the Christmas special to kind of get back up to speed with Guardians of the Galaxy, because it's been a minute, right? So, like I said, let's get into things I didn't like. One thing I liked, and I think it was only really one thing I really didn't like, was the music. In this one, I think when I would say I didn't like the music, it's not the music selection, it's the time the music plays. So, for example, if we're in a dramatic scene and things are about to go left, I don't want to hear The Love Is Gone, right, by Earth, Wind & Fire. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear something that is going to get my blood pumping, like, oh, snap, da-da-da. And you had a lot of that in this movie, like a lot of that in this movie. So I think that's one point that I'm going to count off of it is the music selection. But where the music played, not the music selection. Let me correct myself. So it wasn't the music selection because it's music from the 80s, the 70s, some from the early 2000s. So that's really what I didn't like. Let's get into stuff I liked about this movie. There's a lot to like about this movie. One, the villain, who is played by, let me get this brother's name right. Okay, I'm going to try it. It is Chukwudi Awuji. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Now, I probably butchered the hell out of his name. But the brother has played in some great shows and movies. I think another villain, a show that he played in was was it The Bad Boys? What was that? It was a show that he played in, and it was off the chain. I'm drawing a blank right now. The Boys. That's what it is. The Boys. He played not a villain, but he played a role in The Boys that he acted his ass off. He plays the High Evolutionary. Okay, so in comics, the High Evolutionary is this intelligent being that's created a bunch of life forms within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, for example, he created Raccoon. He's created Adam Warlock's folks, his peoples. He created them. He created a lot of people. This villain in this movie is a hole. Okay, the actor, he acted his butt off. It was like almost a Shakespearean type of acting style that he did, and it was amazing. But he did his job. I hated him. Matter of fact, I think I hated him more than I hated Thanos. That's how much. I was like, man, dude, you are an a-hole, bro. What he was doing, if you like animals, if you're an animal lover, man, you better strap in because, man, the stuff that he was doing to these animals in this movie, man, and I like animals, right? Now, I'm not I like animals, but I don't have to love animals, right? But he even had me in there kind of almost about to shed a tear, man. I'm like, man, I'm getting emotional watching this movie. I'm like, I don't do this. I'm like, man. So in the movie, you're learning about Rocket Raccoon's backstory, okay? And something that we've always wanted to know was about his backstory. Now, if you don't know who Rocket Raccoon is, he's the raccoon in the movie. If you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's very intelligent, and he has like metal parts that's connected to him. So you always wanted to know what happened, and then you get his backstory, man, and it is sad, man. It sucks. I'm gonna just say that it sucks, man. And I feel sorry for the raccoon Rocket. I feel sorry for him, like what he had to go through. He's actually having a form of PTSD every time they ask him about it, and I see why now. So the villain, the High Evolutionary, man, he did bravo to that actor. F that villain because he was something else, man. He did his job. Let me say that he did his job. So I think the story overall was a good ending to Guardians of the Galaxy because this is the last one they're going to make. They're not going to make a Guardians of the Galaxy 4. So how it ended, how the story progressed, and how it ended, it closed a lot of doors, right? So that's what you want to do in sequels and all these. When you at the last part of your sequel, any open-ended issues or things that need to be answered need to be closed. And I think they did a very good job. James Gunn, shout out to you, the director and the writer of this. Shout out to him because literally, man, he did it, man. He really did it. The action in this movie. There was one scene in here where they filmed in a hallway that it was almost, I don't know if it was one take, but that was off the chain, man. Off the chain. The sequence is amazing. So shout out to them on that. Another thing too, it's another storyline in here with Star-Lord, and if you watched Endgame, you know Gamora was killed in Endgame, but they brought her back via the time travel that they did. So he's fighting that battle to try to get her to fall back in love with him, and it's not working, man. Gamora is in the comics. She is the universe. Everybody in the universe is scared of the Gamora. She's like a killer, and here it really showed. They did a good job with portraying the real Gamora, and she also looked different in this one. And maybe it's just me, but I was looking at it, I said, man, she looks real different. So shout out to them on that. Another thing I like is the comedy. I was surprised because lately, and I'll get into that in a minute, Marvel movies have been kind of slacking. Marvel movies and shows have been slacking lately just on everything, okay? And I think Guardians of the Galaxy started the comedic era of Marvel, and they ended it. And I found myself laughing at a lot of this stuff in this movie, and it's hard to make me laugh. And I give a great shout out to them. There was one sequence in here where Mantis, who she's played by, matter of fact, let me tell y'all who she's played by. Mantis is played by Palm Kilometri, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Mantis, her powers is she puts her hand on you, she can kind of read your thoughts, right? And so she can kind of manipulate your mind. And there was a sequence in with her and Drax, and it was funny, man, because he made everybody dance, and there was his brother in here that was dancing his butt off. He was an extra in the movie, but he did his thing. So shout out to the comedic elements in this particular movie. Also, what else did I like? Oh, the color palette. And what I mean by the overall color of the movie, it still has that Guardians of the Galaxy look and the color of it and everything. So shout out to them on that. So before I give I'm gonna give my MVP first of who I think did the best from an acting perspective, and then I'll give my final thoughts, and then we'll give our final score. So my MVP of the movie, from an acting perspective, I'm gonna give it to the High Evolutionary. I'm gonna give that, and then I'm gonna give my second one. High Evolutionary, man, great job. Like I said, as a villain, you're supposed to make me hate you, and I hate dude. I don't like dude. Man. Dude, he did some jacked up stuff. My second runner up is Rocket Raccoon. The actor that played Rocket, let me get his name. The brother, Bradley Cooper, man. If you don't know who Bradley Cooper is, he was in The Hangover. Bradley Cooper, man. I mean, usually Rocket is an a-hole, but in this you got to see the emotional side of Rocket, and it was amazing, man. And then another person, I'm gonna give a third run up. I don't do this often, Nebula, excuse me. And the actor that plays Nebula is Karen Gillian, and she did a fantastic job. She does a good job in any movies in anything that she plays in. So shout out to her. So those are my MVPs of the movie. My score, I'm actually going to give it an 8 out of 10. Now, that is probably one of my highest scoring movies I've done besides Creed. Maybe Creed? I don't know. I think it's Creed. And so the reason, like I said, 8 out of 10, man, is it was amazing. It was an amazing movie. Now, my final thoughts. People are saying, I've heard critics say that this is the next best thing to Endgame. Is it the next best thing to Endgame? Yes and no, okay? The reason why I say yes is because of the fact that I'm going to say this. The reason why I say yes is because we haven't had anything good lately with Marvel. Marvel has been trash from the shows to the movies. It's sucked, okay? And I can even say Wakanda Forever. And you go back and watch my review if you're new to my channel. Go hear my thoughts on that. From the Marvel, Kamala Khan on Disney Plus, She-Hulk, like they have been putting out stuff that I really haven't been rocking with lately, and it's not because of a certain thing. It's just it's almost like a fatigue type thing. Like they keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and the characters are starting to become a butt of a joke now, right? So with Guardians, I think it stuck true to its source material. It stuck true to what it was and what it is. And Guardians of the Galaxy is this comedic action adventure of a family that comes together and they're guarding the galaxy, right? And they're having a good time doing it. They might not get along most of the time, but it was off the chain, man. So would I say yes? It is about the next best thing to Endgame, but not for the reasons that kind of a lot of people are saying. I think it's because we haven't had anything that good from Marvel since Endgame, and then this comes along, and yes, it has its flaws, but also the story, how it was done, how it closed doors. I believe that's why the critics are saying that. So if you haven't heard anybody else review, yes, critics are saying this is the next best thing to Endgame. So I agree to them, but my logic on it is different. When I'm listening to them, I'm like, no, it's because we've had piss poor movies and shows that's come out that anything that is half decent is going to be better than what it was prior to the good thing that we had. So Endgame was the last big great movie we had, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was on that level. Not on the scale, but on that level. So that's my thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, excuse me. If you like my review, please leave a like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you ever need to get in contact with me, you can definitely reach me at coolmoviesreviews@gmail.com. I'm eventually going to start an Instagram or at a Twitter. I just not big into social media, but I mean, for the sake of it, I might as well, right? But anyway, guys, thank you for watching my review, and yeah, have a good night, man. Peace. I'm out.